For today's buttercream flower piping tutorial, we'll be making begonias. And as always, I've included chapters, so feel free to jump ahead if you'd like. We'll start by striping our bags. We want to line it up with the seam here. Now I like to use a long spatula and just spread a thin line right along that seam. And I come in with a bench scraper and just press everything nice and tight. That's going to ensure that we get a really nice accent line on the tips of our flowers. Now we can fill up the remainder of the bag with our base buttercream, and I'm using orange, but you can use whatever color you'd like. And all of the coloring instructions, the buttercream recipe, as well as detailed piping instructions can be found down in the description, so make sure to check that out. And I'm just going to use my bench scraper here to make sure that everything's nice and tight and there's no air bubbles. We'll attach a square of parchment to a flower nail. Now with the wide end of your 102 tip touching your flower nail, you will want to start applying pressure and twist the flower nail to form a cone in the center. We're going to pipe a second cone right over top of that, and this is going to be used as the base for piping our begonias. So now that we have our base ready, again with the wide end facing down and the narrow end tilted slightly towards the center, we're going to start piping our petals. So you're going to apply pressure, pull up, and then pull back down, touch the flower nail to finish your petal. We're going to do 3 here to begin. We want these to be angled towards the center so that they cover up that cone that we piped as a base. So for the next layer of petals, we're going to start at the midpoint of one of our previous petals. We're going to apply pressure, pull up, and then pull back down to the flower nail here, and making sure to overlap each petal. You can see here I've changed the angle of my tip slightly, and now it's pointing pretty much straight up and down. Now as we come in to pipe our third row of petals, we're going to switch it up a little bit here. We want these ones to be a little bit more narrow and a little bit longer. So in order to do that, we're just going to spin a little bit faster and move our piping tip up and down a little bit more quickly, and that will give us more of a narrow petal here. And as you can see, I'm lifting up just a little bit higher so that we get nice long petals and a nice full shape on our flower. You'll also need to angle your tip out slightly for this row. So now that we've finished that third row of petals, we're going to come in and add our final row. So same thing, wide end of the tip tucked in the bottom here, but now you can see that I'm really angling outward, and that's going to give you the nice fluttery frilly outer petals here. So again, we're going to apply pressure, lift, spin, and bring it back down to the flower nail to pipe each of these petals. And it's super important to make sure that you are pointing that narrow end of the tip outwards so that you get a really nice full looking begonia flower. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, I'd appreciate it so much if you would like or subscribe. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know down below. I'm going to link a couple more tutorials here for you. And as always, thanks so much for watching.